guys. Stream time, stream time, stream time. This is honestly more of an accountability stream for me. So I actually, what's it called? Actually do some, Minecrafting, because I meant to. And then me be stupid. Whoops and nays epically. Yeah, so I logged off here, so everything inside the circle is stuff I have to destroy. You can see where I already started making an effort down here. Like, here's some holes to the end. Here's some half-dug holes. So this is more of an I need to actually do the thing instead of a, oh no, I'm doing this for fun. And I meant to stream yesterday, but then I spent the entirety of the day lazing around and editing my longer streams, because I did have a set of like 20-minute streams where I was just attempting to get a game to work, but it wasn't working, so those aren't going to be saved on my VOD channel, which is linked in my profile. And I want to see if the weird sound that happens whenever I'm in the end in this game happens again. I should probably, hold on. I turned down my music. I turned off my music. Still kind of need that. I still kind of need that extra layer of, what's the word? Yeah, you hear that? Do you know what? I haven't heard anyone really talk about it. It just is a really odd, like, sort of gunfire-y sound. Well, not gunfire-y, but like a rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I totally. It's just haha funny machine gun go brrr. No, that is the sound that makes go brrr. Yeah. It startles me when I'm not expecting it, but now that I know what only really happens in the end, I'm just expecting it. Oof. Yeah, that does happen. But what if I got into some lore? So this world, this Minecraft world had, unsurprisingly, because it originally just started as a I messed up the measurements on a different castle that I was making. So let me build this cooler castle with a better idea than, I don't know, make some walls and some beacons. So I made this world and I love it dearly, and the entire current story behind it is like the reason why end portals are so rare is because a group got together and stole the ender and stole the dragon egg from the end realm, and the Ender Queen was not happy about that, trademark. So she's like, okay, golly y'all, I'm not letting oh no, I'm not letting you into my world if the only thing you think is acceptable is to kidnap my child. Which, good on her. But the reason why Endermen still are wandering through each world is because they're like we look for child that might have hatched from the egg, but she doesn't know who done it, and whoever has done it shall get the stab. So that's what I have so far for story, but there's a lot of stuff that becomes important. Yeah, that's why portals are only spawned in certain places and are certain points away from your spawn chunks. Yeah, I thought, oh, well, why does that happen if there's a whole nother economy out here? Oh yeah. See, except in this case, they didn't try and destroy all their problems with the command block. See, I used to play and enjoyed Minecraft story mode because I liked the stories where the people who have been thought to be heroes and legends were actually frauds. I find that as a very, very interesting story thread. It's like oh my god, you're the greatest hero to have ever existed, when they only got through with lies and cheats and help from others. I really like that. Yeah, you know what I mean. I really love those types of stories. They're just really fun to both take part in and watch happen from afar. They're just really interesting stories. But besides the naturally spawning portals, the only other portals that exist are given to the monarchy. Yeah, like the people who are. Yeah, mythology's just fun all around. I really enjoy like the heroes and the heroes not being actual heroes, or just being sent by lambs for slaughter by people with more power than them. Those are just. Yeah, he could have just kept it in his pants, but here we are. Ow. This is why we can't have nice things. Though I do like looking at mythology from an outsider's perspective, as well as I like looking at it from what I believe is an insider perspective. Because what's the word? Because I could be looking at it from a 21st century modern point of view, but I could also look at it as if I was. Oh, turn down my music a bit. There we go. But I could also look at it as if I were a monarch, not a monarch. As if I were living in ancient Greece. These people control your lives. These people are the cautionary tales behind why you don't do certain things, and you get wars that happen because gods decide that they want to fuck with mortals, essentially. Well, fuck mortals and fuck with mortals. It's just very interesting. But I also like looking at Eastern mythology. Is such a fun trip. Well, not a trip, because it's actually real, but it's so fun to look at, because you got yourself the Jade Emperor and Sun Wukong. See, Aya, we don't talk about the fish. They fuck the fish, but we don't talk about that. Got it? Nah, those poor fish. They were bastardized for centuries. Yeah. Back on the lore of this place, a lot of the stuff that's important in my castle area, from the overworld, the first castle, which is the stone brick one, a lot of the stuff behind it is just things that happened while I was building it. Like there's a pig in the treasure room with a sign that says, the monarch shall protect all who, oh, that's Minecraft. The monarch shall protect all who, come into her home, even those with no place to go. Let me just quickly, turn it down to 20. Like in that sort of thing. And that was because there was a pig that just wouldn't die. I thought it would die from, like, it climbed up too high, that was when I was building the basement. I was like, oh, it's probably going to die. R.I.P. Pig. It didn't. It's still alive and it's in my basement now. It's adorable. I like how you just say, that's pretty cute, and then I proceed to go on and say, what? Well, I thought he'd die. But he did. He's still alive. He still sits in my basement. He's attached to a pole. Yeah. But the only other people who have, besides naturally spawning end portals, the only other people who have end portals are the monarchs. Basement dweller. Hold on, I'll show you. I must show you the basement dweller now that you've mentioned him. I love him dearly. His name is. Hold on, I will get a kick out of his name. Hold on. Yeah. We'll go see our favorite basement dweller. So here's my upstairs with me and my cats. I love them all. Hi, hello. Here's the weapons that I named. There's ashes to ashes, dust to dust, ice pick. Look, Mom, I can provide. It's another right hoe. And boom! Let me put. Look, Mom, I can provide. These are the Queen's protectors and stuff. This is more armor. This is just if I need to do maintenance on stuff. I have the blocks. Oh no. Well, you didn't need to exist anyway. They're just like that now. There's the Queen's crown. And then this is other armor. So down here, if you go down to the basement, there's a little farm room over here. And then some potion area. That's my table, which I found out there were candles, therefore I put candles on my table. The map is there's a map here that's going to expand when I start expanding my world. Over here is like a furnace-y area. I made walls. Oh, don't worry about it. I think I like if my sand. If my ideas can get someone farther, I'm all for it. Here's my little enchanting book area. But here's my little secret room. Here's the basement dweller. His name is the Child. You go. Child. She who protects all, including those in the walls. Yeah, it's the Child. I love him. I can sit on him. He's at full health. He almost died because a creeper exploded, but then I healed him. Here's a prototype Wither. Yeah, I know, right? The terror of old rests in a grave. Yet it could be summoned again, I wonder. And then over here is Bane of the Monarch and another set of the Queen's protectors. Yeah. A final thing before I go back to destroying Endstone for the next chunk is all the way up here. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool, but it immediately starts out in the side position. So this, I'm planning on having this be, there's a creeper, hold on. I must light that up, hold up. No, up. Yeah, I made little barriers. There we go. And then we have a little nook. Yeah, I really like myself a big library. But there is only one written book in here, and it's called Moon Kitsune. I wrote this during a D&D session because I could be there, but I didn't really have anything to do. So, the night was as dark as the light in her eyes as the woman with silver eyes walked along. The stars dripped from the sky as the moon shone high. When the sun rose, a man saw the woman as beautiful as the moon. He tried and tried to woo the woman with flowers and food alike. As the days passed, he begged and pleaded, while the woman simply laughed. The 8th day passed as his cries to have seemed to reach the woman. "Why," he cried as his tears hit the ground, the woman laughed as her 9 silky tails and ears of silver appeared on her head. Her body twisted as she moved her limbs to stretch, and her silver eyes opened and oozed power. "Do not try to fool me, mortal. I am way beyond your foolish tactics. Your hunter stench is simply stinking up my forest. Did you think I would find your love and affection act charming or fall for it? Oh, honey." The man was struck and fell to the floor. The puncture bled red. He hit the floor and then once more red stained the floor. The woman's claws were red with blood and her arms were stained with blood. As the moon kitsune walked again. The end. That's the only written book in this library. It's that one. I did add, after the 1.17 update, this was my flower room, like my plant room. So I added some of these drip leaves, which tilt down the more you stand on them. Yeah, I know, right? It was written during a session where one of our characters had to go off to a different area and jumped out of a, yeah. Here's my little flowering azalea. It's very pretty. But that was during a session where I didn't technically have to be there, but I wanted to be there so I wouldn't be confused next session. So I just sat there writing depressing poetry. You know, like the best of us. But we're going to be heading back to the end and continuing more lore about, well, first I gotta show this amazing spawn I got. So this was the first end portal I ever created. There's another fortress right there. And it's a full one. Ender chest and, well, that's a blaze spawner. Oops. A full-on nether fortress that has tunnels and it scopes down over here. I'm in that chat for good. I need to make it before I start. Yeah, you can do that. Don't worry about it. I just want someone to be here and talk to, so I'm not talking to Rant. So I'm not talking to myself alone. Yeah, but I have a whole-on nether fortress that I'm gonna build a castle next to, but not in the basalt area because this is hard. I'm gonna build it in this area, I think, because there's a little highway part that stops right here. So I'm gonna build it in this area and have this be in like the back area. Oh, hello, E-Color. How you doing? Welcome to stream. I cause chaos and I dig endstone. Sam is. Hi, Sam. How you doing? You okay? Okay. Sma? Okay, Sma's not okay. Alright. So, more lore in this world. The End and the Nether have a feud going on. Yeah. The End and the Nether have a feud going on. That's why you can't light Nether portals in the End realm, because the End realm has cut off all Nether magic. And I just thought crying obsidian honestly felt better with the vibe. I genuinely thought that crying obsidian was an end block for the longest time. Well, when it was added, I thought, oh, haha, funny, end block. It is not an end block. It is actually just, excuse me, I'm so sorry. It's another block that you find in bastions. I was like, huh. because I genuinely thought for the longest, I genuinely thought it was an end brick because it fits the color palette more and it makes more sense. But I don't know, Mojang, you do you. So in my world, Crying Obsidian is actually just an end brick. But the feud with the Nether is more one-sided because I think you can still have an end portal in the Nether. I'm pretty sure that still works. Like, you can't Nether travel from the end to the Nether, but you can portal travel from the Nether to the end, if that makes sense. So the end hates the Nether, but the Nether and cut off all their magic. But the Nether is pretty chill. Like, they're kind of like we are solitary unless you come and talk to us besides our economy. Kind of like Switzerland. Not Switzerland. It's Switzerland? Is it Switzerland? It is Switzerland. I had to do the math. Well, geography. They're the Switzerland. Yeah. It is Switzerland. They're the neutral country. It's not, yeah, I'm not thinking of Norway. But very neutral, like Switzerland. Very chill. I do have plans for a broken castle, and I'm not sure what broke it down yet. TNT. Besides TNT, Sam! Like, why is it so dilapidated? Like, there's a reason behind everything. I could build a place and then blow it up with TNT and then make rooms out of that. Talking about that sort of thing. I could build a shell of it and then destroy it. Could be therapeutic. Like, maybe the ruined castle. Yeah. I think you've given me a good bunch of ideas. Like, maybe find a pillager outpost and and build within the range of that. So it's like raiders took it down. I am planning on having an ice castle, so I'll find like an icy area for it to live in, and then I have a puppy. I have cats, not puppies. I made a notes list, so here's the notes list. I have the complete-ish stone castle that I tour everyone around when I want to talk about something. I have the end one that I'm starting here. I have the another one that I showed you the build site of. I'm thinking of putting a blackstone one in the Nether, but I'm not sure where yet. There's the broken one that I just mentioned, an ice one, and then I think I'm gonna have an underwater city near an ocean monument, or just choose a spot in the ocean that, like, yep, this is great. And then have like a futuristic destroyed water city. So that one that's made out of copper, well, not destroyed, but more like a ghost town sort of thing. Like maybe 20 people live there on a good day, sort of thing. That's what I want to do. That's my plan for this world, and I'll give them all little stories. Like, I made the one in the stone castle a benevolent person because there were so many, yeah, I like building big castle projects because they're homes I could never have. And there's stories that could never actually happen in the real world. Hold on. Let me check this. Let me check this. Oh, hi, Wes. Where the mountain meets the moon. Hold on. I have to check that because I might have. Mountain meets the moon. Because it definitely sounds familiar. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've read it. Hello, Wes. How's your day going? It sounds familiar, but I haven't read it. I've more been reading synopsises of, the, not The Art of War. I did read The Art of War because it's publicly available online, and I was like, I genuinely wanted to know it, and it's actually a decent read. Like, I enjoyed it. It was good. But I've been reading synopsises of the Journey to the... Yeah! Genuinely, The Art of War is a decent read. I enjoyed reading it. It was good. But I need to get, like, decharged because during the school year, I read the entirety of the Odyssey, like, still in poem form for a summative. I read all of it, and then I compiled it into a 40-minute podcast. I made mistakes. So I have to decharge from that excursion and create more, what's the word? I have to decharge from that, from that excursion into, lore, into the English language, because there's only so much of gods and goddesses messing around with Odysseus's life that I can take in full-on poem form, and then having to cite that evidence back to our classes. Because it's like, yes, and this shows that every action you has consequences because they ate Helios's cows. This is on page 380, lines 31 through 39. Forsake them! I shall bring the light down for the land of the dead if you do not, and destroy the mortality of those who've wronged me. That was killer on the brain. I spent 2 weeks reading that. But besides that, I'm really just enjoying this world creation thing. I haven't decided who's stolen the egg from the end people, but it was stolen. I'm not sure who done it yet, but I do like the idea that the ruined castle is the person who stole the egg, and that's where the egg will be, because the Ender Dragon goes around if you place non-nether blocks in the non-end blocks in the end, and then you spawn the dragon will just rip right through them. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So if I did that idea, it makes sense for it to be a ripped apart castle. I like eggs too. I had some earlier today, it was great. But it would make sense for that castle to be ripped apart. No, you don't. Okay. Are we having an argument about eggs in chat? Eggs are... They are good. Please don't start World War E in my chat, please. Don't start it, I beg of you. But besides that, I think it makes sense because it tears through those things like butter. Okay. I mean, fair enough, eggs aren't for everyone, but if you like them, have them. Any way you like. I do like eggs. They're a good source of protein when I forget to eat protein. She's done. Okay. And she sucks at checkers. I don't... The only reason I'm decent at checkers is because no one else I know knows how to play. Okay, never mind. Gus knows how to play, apparently. I did not know you knew how to play checkers. And I only win because of sheer dumb luck. like 9 days out of 10. I beat her in Game Pigeon. And that is why you're decent dead checkers. I don't play Game Pigeon much anymore. So, yep. So I think I'm gonna build a shell of the... I'm not sure how far apart I want these things to be. Like if I think I'm gonna have them be blocks upon blocks apart and then have like, towns and cities here and there. Because that makes sense, right? And like, I think after the end, I'll do the net. I'll split my time between the nether and the, and hunting for a good like ocean area and hunt for a good like ocean monument to build off of. So then, or hunt for a good area to build my like ghost town castle, or my ghost town in general. But that'll have to be like a deep, deep ocean area. So like have it be sort of like a pressurized sphere underwater. So if I have like a pressurized sphere sort of thing with copper as the main like castle thing, have like, how many orbs would be okay though? So like you have the castle in the middle and then have like 4 like big pressurized orby things. That makes sense. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas, so this is an accountability stream to make sure I actually do the dirty work of digging out huge areas, because if I don't, I'll just be stuck doing that. Like in the old castle, the one that's the oldest one, the gray one, I worked on that basement for like, I dug out that basement for weeks because I just wasn't holding accountability for it. I do it for like 10 minutes and then I just call it quits. So the more often I stream destroying the end, the more often I'll be able to actually do some, what's it called? The more often I'll be able to actually do some cool things. And before we start going on the why don't we use just /fill air, /fill and I have a very complicated relationship. Because it does work, I tried it. /fill air does work, I have tried it, but there's this cursed coordinate in my, in the overworld, and then also it just doesn't let, the Y commands were really confusing when I started using /fill at the beginning. So it was like, I need to /fill, I thought I was filling Y, 65, and Wes, these walls are made of coal and obsidian. What is the blast? Hold on, this is what Minecraft, wiki is for. We go for block of coal, Minecraft. Hold on, I need to mute quickly. Sorry, I had to mute. So it is hardness 5. It's blast resistant 6. And if we go to crying obsidian, it is blast resistant 1200. No, TNT minecart, TNT minecart theoretically could work, but that would just be small chunks, and if they, and if one just slightly floats to, like, say the left, it could knock out a huge chunk of my walls, because coal, like its real life counterpart, is a really, really soft material. Blocks of coal, like the real life, are really, really soft materials. Yeah, stop sounding like ratatata. So, if I'm not careful, I could blow out my walls. Yep, machine gun noise, come again. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Uh, Here's what Google says when you type in Minecraft and we weird noises. Eerie noise in the end. Yeah, Bean Sang guys. Da, da, da. People are saying it's just sort of like what's it called? People are saying it's like it's like a machine gun. So the machine gun sounding thing is the soundtrack, like it's glitching, and that's normal. So like it's the so there's nothing wrong with the game. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the game. It's just the soundtrack glitching and giving us ambient noises. Yeah. That the cave noises that made me so hesitant. So, uh, cave ambient noises used to make me have nightmares. Like genuinely, we played on PS4 for the longest time. Whenever we were over at one of our friends' houses, my sister and I, cave noises gave me nightmares once upon a time ago, so that's why I often play in creative and with my sound off with a different video going in the background because, uh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, whenever I stream with XYZ Place gets yeeted, that's just an accountability stream for me making sure I actually do the work I said I'd do. You can, it's like the, what's it called? It's like Uncle Owen with me, I'm both Uncle Owen and Luke in the same scene. It's, well, I wanted to go with Toshi Station to get some power converters. You can spend time with your friends when your chores are done. But I wanted to go to the Nether and build a huge castle there. You can do cool castle ideas you can do cool castle ideas when you finish knocking out the end floor. I will actually just try a bit of TNT in like a middle chunk area, and I probably will have to fix the walls. So I will try it in this area because it has like the least damage in it. So I'm just gonna quickly dig a hole straight down and build like a little TNT line. RIP 1.17. You're probably not expecting me to do this. My 1.17 has crashed multiple times since I've gone it, and I think it's because they're not used. 1.17 isn't used to things. Like, so then. Okay, and. Oh no. Oh no, did my. Oh no, I have a glass floor. Oh, that didn't go as bad as I thought it would go.
Okay, well, you're a toxic by default. Yeah.
I am so sorry about that. That is my elder sister Dearest who decided that walking in on stream was a great idea. Well, not my frames went down sort of thing. It was more of a my game actually crashed, and it was like, do you want to see a crash report? I was like, okay. I wasn't expecting to have my game crash immediately. So I don't blame it. It was literally like a week. not even a week old. It's just trying its best, guys. Let's not hate on it. It's a baby. Alright, and then let's quickly make a... Alright. And dig up a bit, and... Yeah, we got axolotls. I didn't know you could put axolotls in a bucket until it happened. Here we are. See, it works decently okay, but it's spotty. Like, very spotty. So, it's very spotty, and it works okay. Yeah, I have no idea how you tame them. And it's very spotty, so I'll just continue doing my quad go downs until I want to actually like systematically destroy this place, because that requires actual planning. Yeah, I thought about getting an axolotl, but I don't know where I put it. So I think the copper one would just, it's since it's so technologically good, people would just start to leave because they're like, you know, living underwater kind of sucks. Because they thought, oh, we can do whatever we want. We're underwater, but it has like a lot of safety regulations because they're like, you're underwater in pressurized glass orbs, spheres. So they're probably like, this sucks. So then it was prosperous for a while, and then people were like, this sucks, therefore we will not stand for this. So they left. And without enough people to keep everything clear, yeah, that's why there's only been really one deep submarine mission within the 90s, I think. It was, and it's the farthest the humans ever been. It went down to the bottom of one of the trenches. So I think they were like, let's keep our people safe, and the people were like, this blows, and therefore they decided to not. So then without the people to keep it clean, and as time goes on... Hello! My cat has joined us. It is Bobo. Just come and join us on stream. Cat exists here now. Hello. Oh, okay. But since copper oxidizes, and since it oxidizes and they didn't see that, and they don't have enough people to keep it from oxidizing, like by cleaning it, so they just let it die, essentially. They're like, we live here, but there's no... Oh. My cat wants to be let out. I will be right back. Hold on. Hold on, I'm just doing quality of life stuff. Whoop, whoop. But the people who like built the copper castle were like, well, it was supposed to be a monument to our greatness and one more step towards a better civilization, humanity, whatever laws, whatever sentient creatures are living there. I don't know exactly. Yeah, water go glove glove. But whatever sentient creatures are living there, and they're like, it's supposed to be a monument to our greatness and one step forwards for our societies and our communities, but it ended up being a regressive echo chamber. So, excuse me, we'll leave it up as a what could have been, but in disrepair because it's a what has happened instead of the best case scenario of what could have been. So I'm gonna stick with that idea. I think I've made it into the explosion radius territory, so we'll be seeing a lot of that. But I think that'll make sense in the terms of like, the spheres aren't broken and there's no water leaking into it. It's just, what's the word? It's just the castle of what could have been is just what is. And they still show up to, like, the meetings, like, so taxes, what do we want to do about those? Like, they still show up to those meetings, even though they only represent 20 people, but a lot of the bigger countries still want to hear what the smaller countries have to say because, well, if you made one good motion, how well could what could we do to be like you if you're doing great? But I think, so they have like a little council meeting that takes place on like a neutral ground. Like some kingdoms slash monarchy slash government slash whatever the heck they're going, whatever kind of thing they have going on there could be farther or closer away, but the closer you are to the council does not mean anything in sort of like political standing. It's just here's neutral ground. If anyone tries to conquer it, we murder the conqueror, essentially. I think I do want to have like a really strong war sorta empire, cause maybe, well, not like, maybe have them be like Sparta in a sort of way, not in the make our children fight, but in the sort of we settle things by fighting, but we're not barbarians. We're civilized fighters, quote unquote, not really, but kind of. Like, they're fighters, but they're not assholes about it. Well, we're smart assholes about it. Yeah. But then I want to have like a really power-hungry sort of kingdom-y thing. And I think it'll be like more magically inclined area. Yeah, it's Joe's turn. Yeah, it's like how Spartan women, if they died in childbirth, they were given. Yeah, Spartan women, if they died in childbirth, they were given a warrior's funeral, which I really liked. Which I really like the concept of, because they're bringing more babies into the world, so why should we not honor them like the heroes they are? So I just really liked that concept from Sparta. So yeah, smart people trial by combat. And I want to have like a more magically inclined kingdom be like the evil people, because they think, oh, we have magic, therefore we must be better than like the farming kingdom, which isn't really a kingdom. It's just a little congregation of people who decide everything together. Like, we're stronger than them because we have an army, and then they decide, you know what? Council should be ours. Yeah. And they're like, council should be ours! Because we're so great! So they do conquer the area around the council, so then everyone, despite their differences, including the End and the Nether, who have to work together, like, they have to work together to get this to, because they're required to by alliances. But I do, though, the End build is officially called the Ender Queen and her council. So that's why all these are going to have seats at the top. The tallest one in the middle is the Ender Queen, and then the rest are all council members. So the bill is officially titled the Ender Queen and her Council of Elders. Well, not Council of Elders, but and her council. So she's not just the queen. In the end, I'm just gonna say the queen is more like the monarch. It's a gender neutral term. Because you can have boy queens. I don't fucking care. Be a queen. Do what you gotta do. You should give them different thoughts with different monster or something. Yeah, I think that'll make sense. Like, I'll make them out of different. Like, all the towers on the outside look more uniform because they've been used for thousands of years. So it would make sense for them to look more uniform on the outside. Like, we're a unified group of governors, of governing people. But on the inside, it shows more of their personal tastes and things they like. I like that idea. Yeah. But, what's the word? So, and they figure out that the power-hungry kingdom, like an idea I have that just popped into my head, which makes sense. They find out that the power-hungry kingdom, the reason why it isn't just because it's not just, we have magic, we're so much better than you, but it's also a case of it was built on the ashes of the kingdom that stole the egg, so it's kind of like not a family secret, but an empire sort of secret. Like, you live there for long enough and you finally know, like, the, what's the word? You live there for a while and you're like, yeah, we were the guys who stole the, Ender Dragon egg. You live there for a bit and you figure that out, but it's not like it's something you can pick up if you go on vacation. They're not like, excuse me, broadcasting that to the world. Well, they kind of are, but it's like a well-known rumor that is, it's a well-known but true rumor that they are the ones who did it, and they are the ones who did it, but they covered it up with a big conspiracy. So, yeah. But they covered it up with a big conspiracy. So, like, oh, welcome back, Sma. How you doing? So then they figure out what it is, and they're like, we want to avenge our predecessors, so they're very prejudiced against, like, Ender creatures. And because of the Ender Dragon destroying their old civilization. So, oh, I need to edit something, because Ayabubaya joined. Oh, wrong thing. Ayabubaya joined us. There's 7 of you guys. Yep, there we go. So now there's 7 of you. That aside, like, they're really upset about the, so I think the original, what's it called? The original reason for the kingdom that was destroyed, or like the government that was destroyed to have stolen the Ender Dragon egg, is because, like, maybe it was a betrothal or like a arranged marriage gone wrong. Like, they were trying to arrange their heir to be engaged with the other heir. What'd you find? Wast? I mean, what'd you find? What thing you find, Wast? I'm interested. You piqued my interest. Pokemon in Minecraft? No, can't be. Is it? Can't be. What is it? It could be. What is it? How did you get that? How? Is this the How to Train Your Dragon DLC? Yeah, there's How to Train Your Dragon DLC. I got an ad for it earlier today. It was kind of interesting. What's this here? People are here. Nice to see people. Yeah, I thought it was a mod for the longest time, and I cannot get mods to work. I'm very bad at it. I could barely get Optifine to work, but I'm not playing in it right now. That's why the Nether was so foggy. But like, maybe it was like an arranged marriage going on. Oh, Pokemon heads, like you do the slash give player head, and then you like I know what I'm doing. Hold on. Yep. So you know what I can do, Wes? Wes, you know what I can do, Wes? Here's your head, Wes. Here it is. It's your head. Yeah, it is an interesting like decoration idea though. Like you get like certain people have certain skins, so you can get the yeah. So on name MC you can get slash commands for give. So for my skin so if you go to name MC and you search for a user, so I searched for my name at some point, but I don't remember my own my own Minecraft user some days because I have different variations of it that I use around. Oh, found myself. So if you go down, you can say there's a little tab that says head commands. So here's my head command. There it is. It's my head. I have some fringe. Here, so no. Here's what I look like with the fringe. And then, if you go to that's what I look like without the fringe. I don't have the fringe. They didn't care about me until I put on the mask. No, I need my fringe back. I miss it. And now I look cuter, because now my face isn't scared. Forehead Suki is a cursed, it's just a cursed thing. And I love her dearly, but Forehead Suki is not the thing. But back on the beef between the power hungry one and the End Kingdom, it's like, what's it called? It's an arranged marriage gone wrong, essentially. So they're like, oh no, why didn't you do it? And so they were like, this, we're stealing the child, the heir's heir. Like, I'll get back to you on logistics because I don't know how it'd work, but like the heir's heir, but something like that, you know? And so something like that, and it all goes badly wrong, and then so the egg is just going, sad face. So the egg's just gone, sad face, and we just suffer. So, and that's when, but that's not, what's the word? But the then end in the Nether feud is very different from that. The end in the Nether feud is, see, the Destroyed Kingdom is less recent, as the more commonly found end portals were destroyed by Endermen, essentially. Like, they destroyed it because they didn't want something like that to happen again. Excuse me. So that happened long time ago, but the end and the Nether thing is more recent, like 2 generations. Like, there's the generation that's dealing with this power hungry kingdom, and then there's the generation with the power hungry kingdom, the parents of the generation who deals with the power hungry kingdom, and then the people who started the feud, so like the grandparents. But the grandparents when they were younger. So it's like a theoretically, it's like a 20, 30, 40-year-old thing in case of lines, like age-wise, in base of when the story happens. If I ever need a break from this lore and explaining it, I might start explaining my independent work that I started doing that I just love drawing for. It's card suit kingdom sort of thing, and originally this world was supposed to be like a card suit kingdom, sort of let me build out some important sites. But then Brain went, well, why don't you make it its own self-contained story? And then it became its own self-contained story. So essentially, now I've given myself more story things. Whoops. So I may talk about that for a bit because I'm still writing it, and there are a lot of like contradictions and badly written characters because I started it last summer and I was like, I don't know how characters work. Yay! But I'm trying my best, and I really hope both these stories, like, I get to show them off somehow, because I really enjoy both of them, and and I think they'd be really interesting, like, watches. So I'll maybe write out and then post on my main channel, like, me reading the samples, or maybe I'll read them live on stream one day if we hit, like, a goal. Like, I'll have... Oh, I don't think my follower alert... Oh, I don't think my follower alert went off. Oh, no. Oh, I don't think my, do I have a follower alert? I do. So I just think, oh, guys, guess what happened? Game crashed. So I think you followed just before stream started, or just after stream started, so it didn't pick up. So you would have gotten yourself a really nice follow notification had it actually worked. But there you go. Minecraft just did a crash, so I'm going to do about 10 more minutes of work for this, and then I'm gonna call it a night, and this will be uploaded to my VOD channel if anyone's interested in rewatching it. And eventually it will be edited into a shorter video that will go up onto my main channel. See, the thing is, I'm very slow at editing. I did a stream like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm still trying to get it, and I'm still trying to make the, I'm still editing it down because the first day I forgot about it. Yeah. I have no idea what they're shouting about. I might just call it, I think I'm just gonna call it here, because Minecraft just quitted, and I don't think we're gonna be back for the rest of the night. So, I'm just gonna call it here. Thank you guys for, what's the word? For coming out and sitting around with me while I held an accountability stream because I suck at, actually doing the thing. So thank you guys, and I'll see you sometime soon. Don't remember, there's a big bright beautiful tomorrow. Bye! Have a nice rest of your day or night. Bye!